I've been making a lot of videos recently talking about Michigan recruiting, and it has been really good so far. But there's one player that isn't really being talked about enough, and he's very underrated, and that is wide receiver Jaylen Pyle. And that's who today's video is going to be about. I'm going to talk about him and how I think that he's a lot better than a lot of recruiting networks actually think that he is. But before we get there, if you guys like Michigan content or college football content in general, subscribe to the channel. It's something that I'm definitely looking to bring more to the channel, along with my college football 26 content as well. So if you enjoy this type of content, hit subscribe as we will continue on through this football season. So Jaylen Pyle is a 6'1", 187-pound receiver out of Parish Episcopal School in Dallas, Texas. 24/7 Sports composite rankings has him as the 735th best player in high school football and the 107th wide receiver. If you watched any of my previous videos, I've talked about that rating, and I think that that is very, very bad out of 24/7 Sports. This is a 4-star receiver, in my opinion, at the very least. I think that he could even work his way up into being a top 20 receiver in this class when it's all said and done. Jaylen Pyle is the son of former NFL safety Willie Pyle, who played 2 seasons in the NFL from 2004 and 2005. According to 24/7 Sports, Jaylen Pyle received his first scholarship offer from Virginia Tech in February of 2023. That's the same school that his dad played at, so he's got ties to there, but Michigan would offer in February of 2024, and then he would then commit on October 16th, and I think that that was a huge commitment for Sharon Moore, one of the first commitments of this 2026 class. He has stayed true to blue, and I think that he's somebody that's extremely excited to get to Ann Arbor. In a conversation with Michigan Insider, he would say it's a top-tier education, and Michigan is the defending champions. I just really felt at home with the coaching staff and how they have produced NFL players. It checks all the boxes for what I'm looking for at the next level. Now we can get to work. So it looks like Jaylen Pyle is a true student athlete. He's looking for a top-tier education. There's only a few schools in the nation that you can get a top-tier education and compete for national championships. When he did commit, Michigan was the defending national champs. Obviously now that is our rivals Ohio State's title. But I think that this is going to be a really fun receiver in the future. He looks like he's going to be a slot guy because of the lacking speed, I suppose, even though I don't think that it's that big of a concern. He also does have the ability to play outside, though, because he does have the ability to track the ball and make contested catches downfield. Obviously, the route running is probably the top attribute that he has, but I think he'll build upon his speed. As a sophomore in high school, he ran an 11.95 in the 100 meter. And like I said, I think it's safe to assume that he's going to get faster as he progresses throughout his career. And it's probably safe to assume that he's gotten faster since his sophomore year when he ran that 100 meter dash. In another interview, this one was Sports Illustrated in 2024, Jaylen Pyle said, "There are a few wide receivers that play a similar style, but I like to think that I bring something unique to the wide receiver position. I can play in the slot as well as when outside versus press. Kind of like Jamar Chase and Stephon Diggs with Devontae Adams releases. He's also been compared to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I think that's an accurate comparison. I also think that Jaylen Pyle isn't just a receiver. I think that he is a skill player with the ball in his hands. He's a run-after-catch machine, and that's something that he's even talked about himself throughout his high school career. I do think that he is a gadget-style player with the size to be an excellent receiver as well. And when I look at his film, I'm shocked at how underrated he is. I watched the film. He's great at route running. He's great at going up and getting the ball. And he is really athletic and really good after the catch as well. As a junior, he caught 63 passes for 1,367 yards and 19 touchdowns. If you're looking for production, Jaylen Pyle produces. He is going to rack up the receptions, rack up the yards, and rack up the touchdowns. He can find the end zone better than anybody in the nation. As it stands, Sharon Moore and Ron Bellamy have discovered a diamond in the rough, in my opinion. Like I said, here in a couple of months, as the season gets closer, that 24/7 Sports rating could go up, and that is a true possibility. But for now, he is criminally underrated. And a couple of last things about Jaylen Pyle. I think this is the type of player that embodies what it means to be a Michigan man. You know, when somebody commits super early on in the recruiting cycle, you have to worry that other guys will fill positions that you're going to play. In this instance, you have Zion Robinson and Travis Johnson, but I don't think that Jaylen Pyle fears competition. He wants to be in Ann Arbor. He has extreme enthusiasm for this team, and he's become a fan favorite over the last couple of months, and he hasn't even played his senior year of high school yet. It definitely doesn't go unnoticed when he's on Twitter being an advocate for Michigan. He's on there. He's a recruiter himself, essentially. He goes on there. He is giving praise to these high school players as well, trying to get them to join the staff, trying to get them in the big house. There's no doubt in my mind that Jaylen Pyle is going to be a player that everybody knows in the maize and blue here in the next couple of seasons. This summer at the overtime OT7, 7-on-7s, overtime runs, he has been excellent, making play after play after play. I'm extremely excited to see him get into a uniform next season, but we got to wait just a little bit longer. He's still got to play his senior year. Like I said, the production in his junior year was out of this world, so I can only imagine what he's going to do as a senior. I think the rating goes up here in the future, and I think Jaylen Pyle is going to be a huge contributing piece in Ann Arbor. But if you guys enjoyed this video, I highly encourage you to subscribe and like the video. It is something I want to continue doing over here on the channel, so if you guys support these types of videos, we can continue doing videos like this, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.